Hello, I'm Kristen and this is Kristen Craves Books. I am going to be doing an unboxing and then a spoiler-free reading vlog for the book that's in this box that I have, and I will spoil the gifts that I received but not the book itself. I'm so excited because I know what the book is. This is the Once Upon a Book Club book box, and I'm actually a VIP, so I do have a code. It's Craves10 with a K. I'll leave all the links that you need down below, but I'm so in love with this box because it motivates me to pick up the book they send right away, because I know so many of us get book boxes and it can get overwhelming or you're not that interested in the book, but because all the gifts in here relate to the book itself, and when you get to a certain page you open a specific gift and they're all related, you want to read it as soon as you get it, which I think is a genius idea. I'm also getting their advent calendar for Christmas and holidays, so I think I'm going to try to do sort of Vlogmas. I know I'm way ahead of myself, but I'll include unpacking those in my vlogs each day. But the reason I'm doing this video now is because I needed a distraction. I had to put my cat down. I've tried to film this many times. I'm not going to get into it more than that, but anyways, I know that this book is going to be really sweet and I just need to get reading again. I have known you know, you just have a gut feeling something was off about her for about a week, and anyways, so I haven't been reading, needless to say. I have listened to a little bit of an audiobook, but not for a while. Anyways, so this book I think will really help motivate me to do some reading, and it will be nice to get the little gifts and stuff like that. And I do love making videos. She was my filming buddy, so just want to do this for her. Okay, so here we are. I don't know if you've seen this box before. They all come in this packaging every month, and they do get beat up in delivered, I will say. I am in Canada, so it takes a little bit longer to get here, but nothing has ever come damaged when I've gotten these boxes, which is great. And when you open it up, it looks like this, and it's really beautiful. This is, I think, August box, so a bit summery now, but I've been away. And you get, I think this is a magazine, and oh, look how cute this is. This is, I don't usually keep this part, but I will because I love the print on the back, and it says, "You have been criticizing yourself for years and it hasn't worked. Try approving of yourself and see what happens." That's a quote by Louise Hay, and that is really special in there. So I'm going to open this up. There's a spoiler from the book on the back, but I won't show you that. But how cool is that? And then it's just information about the author and the read-along and stuff. And then we get a signed bookplate from the author, a bookmark, and a matching print. And I always love the prints that they send us. I put them up on a cork board that I have, and this one has a pretty long author's note from the author, which I think is nice. And the quote says, "Maybe joy isn't a choice. Maybe things aren't that simple, but then maybe they are." So wonder if you can guess the book from that. And now I will show you the book so you can see. It is If the Shoe Fits by Julie Murphy, who is an author I adore, and this is her first adult novel, and it is, if you can't tell by the title, it is a Cinderella retelling, which is so fun. I don't know that I've read many Cinderella retellings. It's usually Beauty and the Beast seems to be the one that most authors gravitate towards, and I think this one is similar to One to Watch that was popular last year, where our main character is plus size and she ends up on a dating show that's kind of like The Bachelor, and I think that she has a stepmother in here who's the producer of the show, and she wants to be, the main character wants to be a shoe designer, which I think is really fun. So she thinks that the show is going to give her attention for her shoes and her career, and she'd get Instagram followers and stuff like that. I don't think she really thought she'd fall in love, but I think this is a romance, as you can tell, and I cannot wait to read it. I've heard fantastic things. I love the Dumpling series by Julie Murphy. Pumpkin that came out this year is one of my favorite YA books. I don't know if you can see it in the background. I just love her writing so much. So I'm so excited to have this to distract me and to just bring some joy, because I know that Julie Murphy is fantastic. And then I think this one has 3 gifts. So the first one is on page 87, and this is the box, which, let me show you, matches the print. So that is really cool. The attention to detail from these boxes is spectacular. I'm always so impressed by that. This is quite heavy. I have no idea what that is. And then the next one is on page 232, and I can't get over this packaging. It has shoes all over it. That is just the coolest thing. And there's something fabric in here, so I'm curious to see what that is. The last gift is light. I'm curious. It is on page 286, and it has walkie-talkies on it, which is kind of a throwback, but I'm thinking that walkie-talkies are probably used a lot on the set of these reality shows. So those are the gifts, and that's, I guess, the book. Where did I put it? If the shoe fits. So if you don't want to be spoiled for this box, because even though this was the August box, I do think that you can still buy it just individually on their website. You don't have to be a subscriber. You can pick and choose every month, which is a nice touch because you might not be interested in every book in every box. They have YA and adult boxes, and really you should really look into the advent calendar box for this year because it looks adorable, and there's nothing more that I want in an advent calendar than books and book related gifts. I think there are 4 books included, and then there's short stories, and each of the gifts relate to the short story every day, so that's so fun. But yeah, if you don't want to be spoiled for this box, you can stop the video now. Thank you so much for watching this. It really means a lot to me. And now we are going to jump into the reading portion of this. I don't know how long it'll take me. We'll see. Life's unpredictable, as I have recently been reminded of. And I do have some like B-roll from last week because I was filming a vlog, but then of course I stopped. But I'm going to include it because it's really pretty. And then I will come back to and tell you about my thoughts when I get to page 87, and we'll open the first gift. So it's actually just like an hour later, and I realized that I forgot to show you some stuff that I hauled recently that I think is really fun. I will link everything down below if I can, and it's just some cute stuff I thought you guys might be interested in, and it's pretty much all bookish related. And the first thing is from Stratford, Ontario. I don't know if any of you are familiar with that area, but there's a lot of Shakespeare plays that are put on there. Really, theater is huge there. It's also where Justin Bieber is from. But I got this there, and it's a bar soap. I'm not a huge bar soap fan, but this smells so good, and I just love the whole concept. It's called Lady Macbeth's Hands and Other Bits Bar Soap. See if she'll focus. There we go. And I just love that it says Out Damn Spot. Great in the Macbeth. Just so clever, and I love that it's red. And Macbeth is my favorite Shakespeare play, so I had to get that. So cute. I will link them down below if I can find them. And I often talk about my buddy read group on Bookstagram. I feel like I talk about them in every video. But every year they put out, they ask somebody to, it's Alicia Marks It. I'm going to link her Instagram and her Etsy shop down below because she does amazing bookmarks. So the group is called Happy Penguin Book Club, and they ask her to design a bookmark with all the books that we read over the last year. And this is year 2. And I have year 1 somewhere. It's one of my favorite ones. And these are illustrations of all the books that we read over the last year. If this will focus. I've never had to do this with my hand before. So, a great selection of books. I don't think I read all of them with them, but most of these I read with that group. So, She does such a great job. And then she also threw in this sticker, which I'm going to put on my laptop. It says coffee and currently reading, so that was so nice of her. And she's got a lot of great things on her shop. And speaking of that group, one of the hosts of it is Rachel from Happy Go Lovely Sleeves. Here's her business card. I will link all her information down below as well. And she makes book sleeves, and this is the one that I picked out. I have 3 or 4 of hers already, and they are always such amazing quality. Look at the lining in here. I bought my mom a Cinderella one, which is so fitting for this video because this is a Cinderella retelling, so I'm gonna have to go and steal that from her. So if I find it, I will show you that as well, because my mom loves Cinderella and it was such a cute pattern. But yeah, Rachel's fantastic. I swear by these book sleeves. I bought my mom hers for her tablet, so they're multi-use and they have a front pocket you can put things in. And she is coming out with so many Halloween collections. I will link her store below. I think every Friday she puts out new patterns and a new collection. She also has little bookmarks that are made of fabric and they're like for your corner. So I talk about her all the time. I swear by her products and she's just great. Now these are a little bit random. I don't know if anybody else is a huge Schitt's Creek fan like I am, like my whole family is. And we also love baseball. I've really been getting into baseball cards. It's something that I bond with over my dad, who I know is watching this video. And hello Dad, and I know you probably cried at the beginning of this video, but my dad actually found this artist. He's called Justin Cousins. I will link him below as well. And he's also really into cats, which is I love. And he makes designs, baseball cards, and most of them, this is a bundle, most of them have players in them, but this one has David Rose from Schitt's Creek and Patrick from the episode where they play baseball, which is one of my favorite episodes, and I just think that is the cutest thing. So I'm going to link that because I think there are tons of Schitt's Creek fans out there. I'm not sure if you can get this card anymore, but he's got some cool stuff if you're into baseball. And then I was part of the HCC Frenzy influencer team. I went to their event in August. It was virtual, of course, and they sent us 2 e-arcs from that event. One was White Smoke. I was so happy to get, and I loved, of course, is my favorite book of September. And the other one is Keeper of the Night, which I also have an ALC of and will be listening to soon. And then they sent us one physical arc, and I got Dark Rise by C.S. Paquette. And I never read the Captive Prince series. I've heard mixed things about it and just never picked it up. But I've heard that this is fantastic. And it says for fans of V. Schwab and Lee Bardugo. So I think a lot of people are going to love this. I really like the cover. I honestly don't know too much about it, but I will probably read this in a vlog for you really soon. It comes out on the 21st. And then the last thing is another book. This is so gorgeous. It is Frankenstein, and this is part of the Penguin Horror collection, and I keep meaning to look if they have other books like this because I really read Dracula recently and really loved it, and I actually don't own an edition of Dracula. But I always talk about how I read Frankenstein in high school and I hated it, but it was for a philosophy course that I absolutely hated. So maybe I would love it now as an adult when I don't have to analyze it and just appreciate it for what it is. But how gorgeous is this? It's a reasonable price. I don't think sprayed edges are a huge thing in Canada. We don't get a ton of the special editions that I see people in the UK and the US get. So I love when I find a sprayed edge like this. The details are fantastic. So I am going to look to see if they have other things because I just think this is such a cool book. So that is, I'm pretty sure, yep, that's everything I wanted to show you. Now I'll get back to reading. So I am nowhere near page 87 in the first gift yet, but I am 10 pages into If the Shoe Fits, and I read the prologue, and I'm already loving this. It's exactly what I need right now. Normally, this time of year, I'm looking for spooky books. I am in the middle of The Death of Jane Lawrence on audio, and I do love that, but I just need a break. It's too heavy for me at the moment. I think I just need this kind of book to get back into reading again. And I just noticed the bookmark from them has the title. That's so cute. Anyways, there's so many great references to Cinderella in here already, especially in the prologue. I already know that I'm going to love her main character. Her obsession with shoes is apparent right from the start. She has an extensive collection. She's leaving New York. I've realized that's a trope I really like in movies. I don't know that I've seen it a lot in books, but where the main character is forced to leave New York specifically because of a job. They just can't afford it, but they're devastated by it. That's what's happening at the beginning of this. She has graduated from Parsons, which is a very famous fashion school, and I guess her last semester did not go well, and she did not get an internship or a job, and now she's going to go be a nanny somewhere to triplets, it seems like. And right off the bat, you can tell she has an amazing relationship with her best friend. She gave her best friend a pair of beloved shoes because she just had too many. She couldn't fly home with them all. So yeah, her love for shoes is apparent right from the beginning, and I love that. But I also want to come on here and tell you that I forgot to show you something I really want to show you, and it's a candle, and the company is called Candier. I'm going to link them below. I'd never heard of them before. But this says it smells like pumpkin pie, fall spices, vanilla, and caramel. Perfect for cozy autumn vibes, which is, I think, what a lot of us bookish people look for this time of year. And it does have that autumn smell. It's not super strong. It's really nice, and I like the color of it. It's more muted orange, but the real selling feature of this candle is the title. It says, if you were a Spice Girl, you'd be pumpkin spice. So if you are a Spice Girl fan, you need this candle. It's so good. I'm going to link it below. And it says, it's PSL season. Don't fight it, babe. Embrace your inner basic bitch. Slide on those yoga pants. Slip on that oversized hoodie and cozy up with a perfect pumpkin spice latte. Kick off the holiday season right. Fall never smelled so good. XO. So I'm going to look up what other candles they have because I like the cheekiness of that. So that is that, and now I promise the next time I come on here I will be on page 87 because I cannot wait to see what the gift is. So I made it to page 87 and I'm loving this book. I love our main character Cindy. She's so amazing. I love that Julie Murphy is taking the evil stepmother trope, and especially that is a huge part of Cinderella, and kind of turning it on its head because Erica, who is the stepmother in this, and Cindy actually have a pretty good relationship even though her father has passed away. And she seems like she's well-intentioned a lot of the time. Like, she didn't want Cindy to go on this show. What's the show called? Before Midnight, but really it's The Bachelor. Because she was worried about what people on the internet would say. She said specifically about Reddit. And Cindy makes a good point. Like, she always finds it awkward. The stepmother always finds it awkward to talk about Cindy's body. So there's already some interesting conversations on there. But the stepmother is well-intentioned. She is very sweet to Cindy. Cindy is really close to her stepsisters. And there's actually, the stepmother had triplets with Cindy's father. So there's that connection. And they're really close in that way. It's still uncomfortable for her because they're not... her father's gone. They have a different connection than she would have. So sometimes she feels like she's out of place in that family. But I love that Julie Murphy went in that direction because I was worried it was going to be a bad dynamic between Cindy and her stepmother. And that could still happen because her stepmother is the producer of the show. So I have a feeling there's going to be some drama there. But I am interested. I mean, some of this is very predictable. The way that the story is going, already I knew that was coming, but I love that. It's just so charming and sweet. I'm loving all of the other women that are on the show so far, Cindy's roommates. So I'm not blabbering about how good the book is so far. I'm going to open the gift for page 87, and I just wanted to read you what it says. It says, doubling back to the first page, I find a clear space and press my lip to the paper, leaving the impression of my red lips for him to find later. It's a secret, untraceable message from me to him. And I instantly regret it. So that tells you a little bit about the kind of character that Cindy is. So, and I don't know if you haven't seen what the stickers look like. So that one tells you when to open your gift. And I'll just remind you, page 87, this is what the box looks like. And I just love that. So we'll open this up. Oh, how cute. It's actually a journal. So you can get it out of the box. Henry's journal. And I love how bright and colorful this is. The shoe design is perfect because Cindy is known for her shoes. She's into shoes. And this actually matches the packaging for another of the gifts. So I'm just going to try and open this and not be too obnoxious with the plastic. So yeah, it just comes like this with the, and I'm sure it's just blank. Oh, I love that. It's actually really just blank. So you can draw on here whatever you want to do. It actually feels like pretty good quality. And, oh, okay, this actually comes off. So I actually prefer it that way because if you don't get the reference, so then you just have a yellow journal, which is so cheery. That is really a nice little gift. Oops, dropping you now. I'm just going to get back to the book now, and maybe I'll take notes and put some of my favorite quotes into this journal because that'd be fun to do. Oh, look, I'm missing something. Oh, how cute. It's actually her lips and the doodling, so that's such a nice touch. How fun is that? So you would get this if you read the book. So yeah, I'm loving it so far, more than One to Watch from last year. And I know that Charm Offensive just came out and has a similar premise, and I've been hearing great things. This is a trope, the Bachelor trope, that I can really get into. If you've watched some of my past vlogs, I've really been into Bachelor in Paradise this year. The finale was last night, but it was just not a good day for me, obviously, so I haven't watched it, but I do know who got engaged and stuff. So anyways, I do like The Bachelor in Paradise. I used to love Bachelor and Bachelorette, but anyways, that's a tangent. And I'm excited to see all the drama that unfolds in here, because with The Bachelor, that is bound to happen. Is there anything better than bookish mail? I found this on my doorstep this morning from Penguin Canada, which is so nice. It is a finished hardback, which I've noticed lately they just kind of seem to send finished copies of books randomly. I don't request ARCs physically that often, and I definitely didn't request it this, but I have heard such amazing things about this author, Ruth Ozeski. She wrote A Tale for the Time Being. I'm going to put the cover here because I think a lot of people will recognize the cover. I knew instantly who this author was. And this is her newest book, The Book of Form and Emptiness. It is a chunker. It's almost 550 pages. And the premise, it seems like there's a lot going on here. We're following a young boy whose father passes away, and then a year later, the boy starts to be able to talk to objects. I think objects are speaking to him, a broken ornament. He meets a lot of eccentric characters, and then he goes to a library, and a book is talking to him, a book that's telling the story of his life. So I think it's a book about grief, about materialism. Seems to be a lot going on in here. I think it's going to be really original, and I would really like to get to this, but that was such a nice surprise this morning. I don't have the other book with me, but I am flying through A Shoe That Fits. I'm not on the next gift yet because the two last gifts are kind of near the end. I even think the last gift's part of the epilogue, but it's so much fun. All the tropes and cliches of The Bachelor are happening in this. There's obviously the villain character, one of the girls that nobody likes. I'm hoping that trope is like she's misunderstood or something, because I just find that's very cliche. But the friendships between the other women are really good. I love that Cindy and one of her roommates are having discussions about how to have a healthy friendship even though they're going after the same man. I think those conversations probably happen a lot in the real Bachelor, I can't imagine. So yeah, everything is wonderful about it. I think that Julie Murphy's doing an excellent job with this trope. It's a perfect book if you need a distraction or if you find yourself in a reading slump. Highly recommend it. And then I was adding it to my Goodreads yesterday, and I realized that this is actually a series. It's a Meant to Be novel, I believe is the name of the series, and each book in the series is written by a different author. So obviously this one, If the Shoe Fits, is by Julie Murphy, and it's a Cinderella retelling. And then there's the second book. The title's not coming to me. I'm going to put the cover here as well. But I know it's by Jasmine Guillory, who wrote the Wedding Date series, which I always think is really fun. I like her romances, and it's a Beauty and the Beast retelling. So I'm wondering if we're going to get more and more of these in the series with different authors. So I think that's fun. But yeah, I think the next time you'll see me, I'll finally be opening another gift. Okay, I made it to page 232, and I'm almost done the book already. I only have this much left, so we're flying through it. My friend gave me this picture of Maggie, my cat that passed away, for Christmas last year because he just knew how much I loved her. So I thought it was appropriate that I would sit in front of it, and I just hung that up there. So I love that, and I'm grateful that he got that for me. It was nice to have after this last week. But back to the book. Let me show you. Here we have the Open the Gift. And the sentence says, I wrapped the towel around me, and of course it barely covered anything. And suddenly I was wishing for the very large, very luxurious towels at our New York hotel. So I'm guessing this is a towel of some kind. It comes in this bag, which is my favorite packaging from Once Upon a Book Time. Oh, wait. It's my favorite packaging from Once Upon a Book Club that we've ever received. It's just so cute. And you just open it here. Oh, and it's definitely one of these Turkish towels. I am going to open it off screen so you don't get all the crinkling. How cute is this? It actually has the quote from the book on here. It says, "I wrap the towel around me and of course it barely covers anything." That is too cute. And this is actually really good quality. It is a Turkish towel. I love that. So these are like, everybody has these right now. I can almost use this as a blanket maybe at the end of my bed. But it definitely gets pretty big. I've never really used these as a towel before, so if you have, let me know if they actually are good because they're quite thin. But this is really nice. That is a pretty good item to be getting in a bookish box. And what's nice about this, I have got this now, and where's the other thing? One sec, bear with me here. I put it back in the box because I want to take a picture of all this later. What's so nice about the gifts so far, and the gifts in general with this box, is they're very practical items. You would never know that I got these two items in a bookish box, which I think is great. They're not bookish merch or anything like that, which that has its own merits as well. I love bookish merch, but if you're looking for something that you get a book, it's a fun experience, but the gifts are more usable, this is a really great one. So I'm almost done, as I said, and I actually think the next gift is in the epilogue, page 286, so I should be getting to that one soon. Then I will wrap this up, telling my thoughts of the book overall and what I thought of the box overall. But yeah, I am still loving this book so much. So it's actually Friday now, and I finished If the Shoe Fits last night. Look at my little cat here, isn't she sweet? This is Coco. Anyways, I finished this in bed last night, and I obviously didn't film it because I was just relaxed in bed right before I went to sleep. But I didn't open the last gift because I wanted to open it with you all on camera. And it really is, the last gift really is right at the end of the book. There's only one chapter after that. And it says, "The shoe I've been working on is a rough looking to the naked eye. Exposed seams, obvious shoe nail tacks, but I can see what it's supposed to be. I can see the potential, and this tassel is the crowning finish." So I'm guessing this is something to do with a tassel. I'm not so sure. But it is a smaller box, and I like that we have the reference to the walkie-talkies. The walkie-talkies actually play such a huge role in the story, and I thought that aspect of it was so adorable. So we'll open this up. Oh yeah, it's a tassel. Look how cute that is. It's a keychain. This is actually really nice quality. And as I said before, everything in here is so usable. I will actually use this for my keys or to attach it to my purse or something. It's just very subtle. It says, "If the shoe fits," on there. But I like the navy color and that it's gold and it's lightweight. Yeah, this is really cute. So I'm quite impressed with this box. Normally I think we get 3 or 4 gifts. There were 3 in here, but they were all such high quality. So we got this tassel. Put this back in the box again. We got this journal, which I actually think I'm going to start using this weekend. I love the bright color. It's so cheery. And then we got that Turkish towel, which I actually hung up on my chair. And I'm using it like a blanket, and I think it's adorable. It's so high quality. And that is it for the gifts. I just love Once Upon a Book Club, the box. It's so clever, and I'm so excited to get the advent calendar. So once again, if you're interested in getting 10% off your first box, my code is CRAVES with a K, 10. I will leave all that linked below. But let's talk about the book itself. This is definitely a nod to Cinderella. There are just little moments throughout that, especially when it comes to the shoes and a little bit of the romance, but it's definitely not a Cinderella retelling, which I actually liked that about it. And I think even if you were not a fan of the Bachelor franchise, you will still like this. It's really sweet. I really like Cindy as the main character, and I actually think that her growth and her relationships with some of the other women were actually more interesting than the romance in here, but I often find that that's just me. And the conversations around shoes were so fun. If you are a shoe lover, you need to read this book. And I also liked that there was some gender reversal from the original fairy tale Cinderella story. As you can see here, she's on the cover, she's got the shoe behind her, and I just think that's so cute. I thought that was a nice touch. And yeah, there's not much to say about this. If you are in the need for something light, something to distract you, this is perfect. I recommend all of Julie Murphy's books because they're lighthearted, fast-paced, but they actually have some important conversations in them. I do think that this did fall into some of the Bachelor stereotypes with like the one girl that's evil, and I wish they had talked about that part a bit more because there was a lot about talk about how production manipulates the show and the reasons why people go on, and a lot of the women went for different reasons, and even Henry, our love interest, was on the show for a different reason. So that's all interesting. That conversation is really interesting. What's that show that was about? It was a fiction show, but it was about what goes on behind a show like The Bachelor. I always wanted to watch that show, but I feel like if you liked that show, you would like this because we do get a lot of behind the scenes, and I thought that was really fun. Yeah, so this I highly recommend. It's 304 pages, so if you want something quick, pick this up. It's not exactly an October book, but it's exactly what I needed, and now I think I'm ready for some spooky books. So thank you guys for watching this. I don't know how this vlog is going to be. I think it's kind of a mess because it hasn't been my greatest week. Obviously, I think I kind of stumbled over words and rambled a bit, but I still want to get this out because I do appreciate Once Upon a Book Club so much and being part of their VIP program, and I always get so excited about their boxes, and it's just, as I said so many times, it was perfect distraction. I really needed this week. And then I have another one of theirs, and I think the book in there is a historical fiction. I'm not sure of the title actually, so that's kind of exciting, but I do think it's a historical fiction, which is kind of October. I might do that in November, so look out for that one soon, but I might do it earlier because I get so excited for the gifts and for the whole reading experience. So let me know if you've ever bought one of these boxes, or if you've read If the Shoe Fits, or if you have another Cinderella retelling you recommend, because I have not read any. I can't think of many that I've read besides this one, so it's always Beauty and the Beast. I don't know what that is. And the next book in the series, I think I said that earlier, is a Beauty and the Beast retelling. Anyways, I could ramble on and on, but I'll just start a new vlog, and hopefully I can stick to it because I had to scrap everything from last week. But I appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for watching this. I'll talk to you soon.